This could be huge. Manages to find them.
And we're back into it. The second half of tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 2 7-2 matches in the books. And we're getting ready for what could be another 7-2. I'm not going to get into that just yet. We are going to take a quick moment, though, to speak about Livin. Of course, you've just seen their commercial then. They've got a lot to talk about. And I think it's a really great phrase, you know, it ain't weak to speak. I think it's definitely something that we could all live by and something that we could definitely come together for. So one big part of Livin, of course, is their unbelievable merch. I wear it, Dev wears it, we all wear it because one, it's comfortable, but two, it looks great as well. You can go across to their shop, type in OCN 15 as a promo code. Now, if you don't know where their shop is, if you're in Twitch chat right now, !Livin, Livin. Seriously, get behind these guys. They are incredible, and it really means a lot to us. And as Dev's pointing out there, that's how it's spelled. It's a great, great message.
Yeah, agreed. The only reason I'm not wearing their shirt tonight is because you're wearing that one, and that was the one we want. So I didn't want to be too matching.
It's okay. What we'll do is we'll swap them at the start of next week. That way you can
Sounds
have
good.
the gorgeous, comfortable merch. But anyway, we'll move on, ladies and gentlemen. We'll move in to the nitty-gritty part of the third matchup. That's Order taking on Bliss. And on face value right now, you would more than likely lean into Order heavily. Bliss, though, there's something about them this season that excites me. There's something about them that screams a bit of a matchup, a bit of a banger coming our way. They currently are sitting okay in the standings, you'd have to say. They beat LFO first up. They then went 6-8 in a loss against Elevate. But this is the team. And honestly, Repix is probably the most handsome guy I've ever seen. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, and look, I know that we're going to get a penalty shootout one day, him shooting and you keeping, but I don't know if we're ready to see that just yet. Oda
He's
gets
trash.
a lot of love. Oh, yeah, mate. Lay off him. Oda gets a lot of love in the chat too. Nazgul's the new arrival. That's why he's got that mysterious profile picture. But these guys did come through relegations. Shade and Todd, obviously, staples of the Rainbow 16. They played in the very first season of Pro League way back in the day. Bliss, if you don't recognize the name, these guys used to be called Ferox last season, and they came through the relegations, and they absolutely blitzed it. They went through, came out first place. Nazgul, the MVP of that as well. And look, coming into OCN, it hasn't been everything they were after. They had a close game against LFO, but at least, like you say, they got the full 3 points out of that, and they still got 1 point off of Elevate as well, which is more than Rufflecopter can say. So good stuff for Bliss.
Wow.
And, while they're not favored to be necessarily a top 4 team, there is very much an opening with the way that teams like Knights and Wildcard have had a bad start to OCN. Definitely an opening for Bliss to sneak into that top 4 and even better.
You've just thrown Rufflecopter under the bus. That's completely fine. We'll move on to Order now. A team that's, I would say, been underwhelming in terms of how well we thought that the damage that they could really do. Nico obviously being picked up as the coach. We got a lot to expect from him coming into this season. But they've currently got 4 points on the board, similar to Bliss. They did take the win 7-3 against Wildcard. However, I would say they were embarrassed by Rhythm. A 6-8 result that turned out to be only 1 point for them in their last matchup. So they're both sitting on 4 points, but there's really something about this roster that is unexpected. It's dangerous, and everyone knows that they are that team that is always inching towards that #1 spot in the region. They just haven't been able to fully show it yet.
That's it. Forever it feels like these guys have been the bridesmaid, but never quite the bride. They were always that kind of second best, third best team in the shadow of your Fanatics and your Wildcards, and then even your Knights in the last 6 months or so. But Order definitely have a lot of strong players on them. You know, Jack Cutie was the MVP of OCN Week 1. Well deservedly so after his insane C4 game against against Wildcard. But yeah, I agree with you that they haven't quite hit the expectations we had of them so far. Even in Apex South, their opening game, they lost to 7th Heaven, which was a pretty disappointing loss. They did get the 1 point off of Giants in Apex South, which is massive because Giants are obviously one of the most favored teams in all of APAC. But yeah, losing to Rhythm, 6-8. It's not great for Order. I want to say maybe a bit of new org jitters. You know, every time a new org, Order, obviously a great Australian organization, actually based in Melbourne. They come into the scene, and yeah, it's sometimes that extra bit of pressure does get to the players in the server.
Certainly does, and it could happen again today. They're both on equal points. Maybe there's something to this that we're not seeing. Let's have a look at the vetoes. Let's have a look where we're going to be going. And what is with this ticker guy? I saw that. Don't you worry. I saw that, Mr. Ticker Man. I saw that. We are getting into Oregon, though. The self-proclaimed best OS team, Order, assumably are the best in Oregon. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's been well and truly trumped since.
It's what they claim, but they lost it to Rhythm last week in OCN. And they lost it to Giants as well in Apex South. So I'm not super convinced that Order are the best team on Oregon, but it's pretty safe to say they're damn good on Oregon. So definitely onus on Bliss here. Now Bliss did play Oregon quite a few times during the relegations and during LPL last season. Really good percentage win rate on that in the past, but their most recent game at OCN was against Elevate and they lost on Oregon 8-6. So what I will say with certainty is both of these teams have stacks and stacks of VODs on this match. Let's see who's done their homework.
Homework is what it's going to come down to. The school bus. A little bit ironic. I'm not going to lie. A little bit ironic that we see that right as we head into it. They're going to need to stand up tall here, Order, because it's not going to be an easy match. It is not going to be an easy 3 points. Bliss, they're looking, they're hunting for that win. And they're looking to continue their, I would say, good form into 2021. The ban phase, as we start off here, it's Team Bliss's first attacking ban, Habana. James, would you like to talk about why?
Oh, well, funnily enough, it's not statistically their most banned. If you look across LPL, OCN last season, and OCN relegations, it's not their most banned, but they did ban it last week against Elevate. I don't know why you would ban Hibana, really. I feel like the Ace ban would make kind of more sense, but I digress. We'll see. We'll look into it. What's the ban from Order, though? The Thatcher, very typical. They love their Thatcher bans. They don't mind a good Nomad ban, but Thatcher ban means that you're going to see the Maverick played every round. In fact, in terms of hard breach, you're probably going to be seeing Maverick and Ace every round. Ace means that you can open up nice holes in walls to enter, and the Maverick, you can open the hatches if they're arcaded and what have you. So overall, pretty normal. That's not normal, though. Order banning out the smoke. It's a second smoke ban in one day, actually.
Yep,
after
second.
Rufflecopter. But yeah, very unusual ban. He's starting to creep in there.
I feel bad. I feel bad. What's wrong with Smoke? He's a solid operator. I guess that's why, isn't it? Because he is a solid operator.
I think it's usually Todd or Oda that plays the smoke. Bliss banning out the Valkyrie. We remember what Cutie managed to accomplish on the Valkyrie and a Specker and Jack. Basically everyone on Order loves to play some Valkyrie. Lots of good info. We're seeing her be banned more and more frequently these days, and it's just one less thing to worry about, isn't it? When you ban out that Valk, you no longer have to bring an IQ and hunt for those cameras. You're no longer as vulnerable to those C4s, and you suppress a bit of that aggression from the attack.
I'd say especially against a team like Order as well, that, you know, they are one of the best teams in the region and have been for the better part of a year now, probably even over that if you ask certain people, Specker. But in particular, Order's play style, it really does favor Valk. It really does favor, getting that early intel and going for those 1v1s. Winning your ones can win you the game, and Order are definitely one of those teams that will lean into that if it's on the board. So I like that ban from Bliss. I like it to kind of close out as we head into the first round, the typical basement that we see so often. And the Snap Fitness community vote is well and truly on the side of Order here. And I mean, I definitely agree with it, but to what extent, Dev?
Pretty one-sided. Didn't the previous game, wasn't that in favor of Rufflecopter as well?
Yes.
So that was
no. Oh no!
kind of strange.
Don't do it to
I don't
me.
know. I don't know.
There's something to it.
Maybe.
Of course, you can have your say on Twitter, ladies and gents. Feel free to head across to @R6 Esports OCE if you wish to be involved, or of course at Snap Fitness AU, as they are, of course, an incredible sponsor for us to have on board for OCN. On board, well, and into... Oh, AP Style, he baited me so hard. I thought he was just going to yeet in there.
Wouldn't put it past him. Ippy Style is known to be a very keen guy. Cutie's gotten right on in there into Attic, opening up a line of sight. It's a basement defense. Laundry supply. And one thing for Order that they won't have to worry about attacking this basement is the smoke as they band it out. And smoke is usually the most pivotal operator when it comes to your blue hold in what we call elbow. Just in that little elbow, I guess, if you will, on blue. Chuck a shield there and you can gas out.
What?
Yeah, shush Rob. So you can see instead of the smoke playing there, it's the mute of Todd, and he's got a Vulcan shield from Goyo instead of the shield that Smoke would run. But funnily enough, Order isn't even pushing blue. They're just pushing Lobby and Freezer instead.
Now, if I believe I'm correct, last time we saw Order play Oregon, they favor a little bit more of the meeting hold, unless I'm thinking of someone else here. So when we go to defense, it'll look like a very different kind of hold altogether. And in a similar sense, their attacks, I'm not going to say not conventional, because it definitely is, but definitely not favoring across toward blue, which, like you were mentioning, we see so often. How many hatches can Joker get? Of course, already getting the one across in security. This should be easy work for him. I like this from Repix, though.
Very aggressive. And the hatch is also open, so there's info on him. He could get cut off. Order completely unaware. How far is Repix allowed to push here? He could totally cut someone off guard here. In fact, it may well be Specker running into the Z hallway. He's not aware of it, but doesn't quite land enough shots. Surely Jack is ready to punish now. But he doesn't drop, eventually sprays him down. Repix is the first victim.
Really nicely done from Jack to cut him off there. Very quick note as we head into the last 30 seconds. Only 2 drones left for Order. They're pretty much going in blind. No intel whatsoever. They have to win these engagements. They need to get up close and personal and hope to God that they can make this work, Dev.
15 seconds to go. Joker pushing on forward. Jack to support. Oda's found 3. He's going nuts, but Jack finally gets him back. In a 1v3, there's not much left to be done, and Nazgul closes the round for Bliss. What was, by the end of it, fairly one-sided affair.
I mean, I noticed the drones around the 50-second mark, which means for nearly 2 minutes and 10 seconds there, we were, blind for information from Order's perspective. So pushing in there, it was always going to be a nightmare, and I feel like Laundry is the hardest push for an attacking side. There's just so much that you have to deal with. I felt like once they had Freezer, they were going to look for that 2-prone attack. They were going to try to pinch in a certain sense, but just not to be. Team Bliss had so much control of blue and big tower stairs. They didn't even need to worry about it. And if you're Order, not the start you'd be hoping for.
The thing that really confuses me is Order banned a smoke. Surely that's to go for a blue push. That's really the most powerful usage of it. A smoke on this map is to prevent against that push in through blue. So if you're not doing that and you're not doing some kind of like Montaigne strategy or something that the smoke would be a hard counter to, then why did you ban him in the first place?
Questions to be answered? I thought it was Team Bliss that banned it. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm pretty sure Bliss banned the Hibana and the Valkyrie. I think the smoke
it was too. It was too. On the ball. Well, you know what? I'm left red-faced here, Dev. Sorry I ever questioned the stat master.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe I even did that. I don't know why I did it. Just outrageous from me. Repicks with a second off that pre-fire.
Repicks once again tempting fate. Didn't pay off for him last round. Was red. Just barely missed those shots. Goes for a pre-fire, doesn't find anything. And Todd finds the first pick. No idea where that was. Nice C4 up through small tower. That was onto the window. A nasty shot there. Cutie, MVP of last week's OCN, is down and out.
Not good. Not what you're hoping for there. This is good from Jack Dad, though. Really early on the pre-fire.
Oh!
Specker gets the trade, but how good was that? It was a domino effect. Pushback by the impact straight into a C4. Oh, that was colorful to say the very least.
The massive thing about that is that is the hard breacher down for Order. Now they still have the Maverick, but Joker will have to go into closet and be in that very exposed position to open up a rotate onto site. Specker's punished. Shade downstairs. Was that through the floor, I believe? Order equalizing the man count, but still they don't have an entrance onto the bomb site, dismantling that Evil Eye. Good util to clear. But Joker, honestly, if they want to go for a push in through games, like as most teams would, Joker needs to be over there to help.
Hoping that he's making his way across there now. Creepy Crawley looking for the contact up in Dorm, kids, but not going to find anything. Specker, my goodness, a triple kill in the round. Joker now has control of White Stairs, meaning that games may be open for free business should they be able to cross. It's a dangerous cross at that. Todd going mental. And that's Team Bliss putting the nail in the coffin for round number 2.
Great 2v3 there for Bliss, though. Really impressive effort there from Todd, and I believe it was Nazgul to hold out. And Order really did fall apart. I mean, I respect Specker. He managed to get the good early trade, get a good second kill, and then even another opening, 3K all up. But that was all Order found. And I hate to sound like a broken record, but I do feel like once Jack died on the ace and Order didn't have an actual rotate into sight, they really should have just had Joker rotate over and breach the wall, you know, make it a proper vaultable hole so you can try and tease out going for a safe plan. Give yourself another avenue into the bomb site, because even if you have numbers advantage over Bliss, they know there's only really, 2 avenues they have to watch out for.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
It's tricky. It is tricky to say the very least. And okay, we're heading to dining. 2 straight defenses for Bliss. And if Xenox was here, I'll tell you what, you'd have some information on your hands. But I love him.
Unfortunately, we don't.
Unfortunately, there is no Xenox here to help with the point making of how important kids and dorms is. But, you know, that's okay. I'm sure you'll have enough of that tomorrow night. But right at this point in time, it was what we were alluding to in the pre-show. Team Bliss kind of, I would say, have something to prove coming into OCN. And likewise, Order definitely have to make their presence known, regardless of their APAC South performances or not. They got a lot to prove in the Oceanic region, in ANZ Siege. So this is not the start they'd be hoping for.
Hey, look at Order so far. They've only won 1 out of their 4 games this season across OCN and APAC South, and that was against a weakened wildcard. And yeah, they played amazingly that game. Cutie and Joker went nuts, but they keep consistent. And Order, we definitely expected them to beat Bliss. We also expected them to beat Rhythm last week, and it didn't happen. But when these guys have such high potentials, like taking Giants to overtime, you would sure hope that they can bring some fire here against what really should be some of the bottom teams in OCN.
Same storyline can be said for the Seventh Heaven game as well. There's just so much there that we're kind of left baffled by. That's okay, we can move on. We need to continue to do so. Look at this pressure being put on White Stairs. That could have been a big supporting push should Zofia. Oh, wow. I have no clue how they're still alive there on White Stairs.
Specca so close. Tempting fate, staying in that position. Nazgul falls off, Todd. Finally gets that C4 kill, and that engages Nazgul. He pushes back up and gets aggressive. Itby style doesn't have a clue. Naz is in such a cheeky position. He hears the drone from Itby style and gets out just barely alive. A 5v3 for Bliss, and while Repix and Naz are so low on HP, it might not matter at this point.
I'd agree with you. They've spent so much time trying to establish that vertical dominance and the pressure on the second floor that they've burnt out of 2 minutes. And Order really have little to no control. I'm sure they're asking many, many questions. Shade now looking for the rotate underneath. That's okay. Cutie will find a freebie as Nazgul falls.
The
There you go.
Vulcan shield, the fire was just too hot to handle for Naz. Let's see if Order can recompose now. 30 seconds left. Bliss fairly spread out and 2 players low on HP. This is still very winnable. But information is paramount now. Order have a lot of drones still on the cards, already in the field, and they need to make sure that they use them to isolate these players. But Repix and Shade have stepped up once again. It's only a matter of time before Repix cleans up Cutie as well. He's unafraid to contest these vertical angles, and Order looking lost. 3 rounds in a row go to Bliss.
Ooh, not great. Not great, Dev. They spent so much time establishing what they hoped to be the winning ticket. I mean, if you're Order, you just cannot allow them to play with you like that over at White Stairs and just continue to chip away at your defense, chip away at your armor. And here we go, the 0 pick from Order. Is this to combat some of that aggression from Team Bliss?
Nomad's also on the cards, but not brought here. Seems a bit strange to me. I really do think Nomad would make sense to fit into this composition. They've actually opted for the secondary hard breach from Specca. Another thing with Zero is you can use his cameras also to clear ADSs and my magnets, but you can do the same with air jabs from Nomad if you want. And you get the flashbangs when you bring Nomad. So I guess it is to watch for those flanks, like you're saying. But I really feel like what Order should be doing here. They banned smoke. Just go for your blue push. Bring stacks of utility. You've got 4 nades and 2 concussions and 2 explosives. You could bring the Ash here, or even just bring Nomad. Nomad with flashes. And honestly, it should be so cut and dry to take control of blue. No, not even a smoke to slow you down. So I really would expect that to be the right play here for Order.
Right before we came off the third person there was no... I didn't see any rotate into elbow from
Yeah, no shield
basement.
either. But
Okay,
they
okay.
made it work. They used the frost.
That's cheeky. Oh, that's cheeky. I like that, Dev. That's really dangerous.
You have to be extra careful as well, vaulting over those shields. There might be a mat under him. Nazgul goes down first to Specca. This roam clear really paying dividends for Order. Cutie's taken Repix down as well, but what's the push going to be from here on out for Order? They've got a lot of options.
Oh, wow.
Is that a frost mat? No, I thought I heard a frost mat, but apparently not.
No death yet. Nothing to signal that, but really liked how early Specca was pushing that player back from Freezer. And look at how different it's been. The roam clear on the ball from Order, and it has allowed them so much time to do what they need. So we'll see how this is played out. A little bit of information. Order, never mind. Maybe through the hatch you might find something, but not to freeze you won't.
The bomb diffuser.
Burns that ADS. The second smoke denies this line of sight. Oda found a 3K last time defending this. That's a nasty shot there onto Itby Style. 3v4 now for Bliss, just holding on. Order still have that man advantage and still have a lot of time as well in the bank. Oda has been so keen here with this AUG. We need to see him shut down as soon as he falls. I think Order have this.
The linchpin at the round at the moment. There's one nade off the board. If Oda swings here, he might be able to find one. Pushes aggressively, and that surely catches him. Unfortunately, it takes 3 nades to flush him out. But that's what they needed. Shade and Todd to remain. 35 seconds for Order to make this work. Oh, wow. Duck and weave with a cheeky little jab. As nice, as cool, as calm as you like. Order, they get the first round on the board for their attacking half.
Man advantage established early with that roam clear, and it only became better for Order from that point forward. I was a bit scared there of Oda, but as soon as they naded him out, that was just perfect. Lovely shot there with the 1.5. Tried again, but that nade spam was just so good for Order. Also a lovely shot there from Specker, who found the opening pick as well. And Order, I think they've finally broken that curse, Rob. It took them a little bit to warm up in this game, but I'm starting to see flashes of the Order we know they can be.
That's it. And now they need to use that momentum, use that confidence, and push forth with this. You know that this is a team. We know that this is a roster that when they get cracking, they will seriously put the pressure on. There's no stopping them. There's no breaks with Order. So giving them a whiff, giving them the slightest scent of weakness, and they'll pounce on it like a wolf, Dev. Like a wolf.
Is that an Okami reference?
Ah, you got me. You little cheeky bugger.
Let's see if Bliss ends up being a prey to this wolf, or whether it is actually a wolf in sheep's clothing. Bliss once again retrying this basement defense, this time with the mirror thrown in for Todd instead of that frost. I had the idea with the frost, but that util was just on the opposite side of the objective to where Order decided to push. Nice mirror window facing freeze. That's always been the linchpin for Order. So I like that Bliss has chucked some utility just dead on watching that. But I feel like we'll just see Order use their smoke grenades to deny that line of sight like we saw them previously.
It's something that they're definitely going to have to adapt on. And it's the first time I feel like there's been a curveball from Team Bliss being thrown every other round. They've just been able to, I mean, they've just played better than them, honestly. Bliss have been playing really well so far. So this is where we need to see Order adapt. This is where we need to see them move on the fly. Style. Live droning in for Joker now. So they take meeting control. Should be the free hatch.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
Emphasis on should.
Like this early phase in the round is very roam clear heavy for Order, and that's what worked so well for them last round, got them that early 5v3. But as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players on the bomb site for Bliss. So no picks to be had on the roam. Order have got to clear the map anyway, and now they've done so they can start turning their attention to the site. Can't waste too much time before you do so. Itby Style with the LMGE instead of that M762 on Sophia. Hey, I respect that. This is actually a nice gun. It's got a really slow aim down sights time, but you've got 150 bullets in that belt-fed behemoth. And well, I rate it. It's a good gun.
That's the thing, Dev. You don't. This is a 5-head moment. You don't need to aim down sight if you're already aiming down sight. You know, so you just hold the old right click and, well, pretty much just put the lead finger onto the left click, and it's easy as that. That's just seriously as simple as it can be. Now, Specker looking for the early util here. This is the first time we've seen Team Bliss kind of play away from Pillar in this instance, and now Order,
take
they're
is so
looking for a
good.
different attack. This is so much better, but
Oh my God,
what?
Cutie!
Okay, Cutie, that's what we love to see. Todd now with Oda on site.
He's about to feel the
This.
fire from behind him with the Maverick, though. Todd's got to make a play here.
Oh, okay, okay, it might be. Oh, surely not through. Joker just makes it away in time. Would have been a great way to even out the odds 3-3, but that's all of the C4s used as far as I'm aware. That is, now they're going to have to play for pure and raw contact. How good is Order's hold? How good is their crossfire? Well, we're about to find out. The trades are coming in. Itby sticks it. Oda looks away at the wrong time, but there's no chance.
Oh,
well
Cutie!
played from Order, my God.
Massive round from Cutie. Found 4 kills through it. 2 with the nade in the opening, and then 2 to hold on and cover Itby's style. And a great round by the end of it. Order well and truly have their head back in the game, Rob.
And your team, Bliss. Is this going to come back to haunt you? My prediction, yes. 3-3 half is going to look incredibly good for Order, considering the start that they had to this match. Kids and Dorm is a particularly interesting bomb site in terms of this matchup. We saw in previous was a 2 versus 3, even after Order had lost their hard breacher, even after they'd lost the ability to open up closet into games. And now, surely they won't be caught making the same mistake. It was Jack Daddy who was looking for the peak on the back of the first Selma charge, was pushed back by an impact grenade right into the open arms of a C4 from underneath. So it really did come up clutch from Todd and Nazgul, who picked up the 2 versus 3 right at the end there. And Spec has been able to see Todd roaming around underneath toward the big tower stairs. So a little bit of information for Order to go off early here. Do they press or do they stay?
Todd looks like he wants to press. Ready for this spawn peek, but Cutie is super aware as well. He runs out here. There are 2 players on the receiving end, and Cutie is taking such an advantageous angle. There's no way Todd would win this. And so he backs on out. If you recall last time, he did get a GQC4 kill onto a player on tier 2 of the tower, so Order very aware of that, and also somehow found Nazgul a long shot, punishing that aggression from Naz. Bit of a warbang, I think. Just catches him off guard. Itby style takes control.
Now they've got a little bit of flank watch, but that's, I mean, all things considered, pretty decent kill for Repix to pick up. Not only is it Spec Up being Spec Up, but it's also the Zero who I would say has been getting a fair bit of intel in the last 2 rounds. Since they've brought Zero Dev, they haven't lost a round, so that's a very big pickup early on.
For Order now. Trying to breach this angle, and that's perfect from Jack. A great way to counter that impact trick from Oda. To throw down the Selma charge and then peek on the back of it. Oda loses his life, and Jack Daddy also makes that entrance work. So that is perfect. Everything that Order needed.
Oh, Itby style getting lucky on the timing at Z there. Shade falls down, and just to re-emphasize it, my God, see you later. Todd, nowhere near him! Nowhere near it! Order, they get a free 3rd round. It is 3-3 at the half, ladies and gents. We'll be right back after this. After a thumping start for Bliss, they've let the ball slip and Order are back in it as if it was never a question. 3-3 as we rotate to Order now on the big defense, and they'll head down to Laundry and Supply. I mean, I need to see more from Bliss now. I need to see your mental fortitude, how you can bounce back after going 3 rounds straight, only to have it thrown back in your face.
Definitely on Bliss to get back in this game, or to also have kind of that comfort position of being on the defense. A lot of teams tend to do it a little bit better on the defense. In fact, if you give me a red hot minute, I'm going to go and find the Order versus Giants game. And here we go. Bring up my good old spreadsheet from that. Maybe we can have a bit of a comparison. And in fact, Order and Giants went 3-3 on each half. And eventually, Giants won it with the attack and defense of Laundry in overtime. But Order were pretty good on their attacks and defenses. But they never defended kitchen dining. It was only between Laundry and dorms constantly.
Oh my God, Cutie, there's so much noise there. Get away, run. Run for your life and run for the hills. So much information for Team Bliss, and well, they've worked off the back of it as well. Repix and Oda now both in. The Nomad, being brought. And that is, I mean, it's one thing we didn't see from Order. And maybe the adaptation that could cause Order a bit of strife, as we know they are more than happy to go for a bit of a flank just like this.
This could be the play for Itbeat. Drone, he's standing just behind. Knifes it so as to not give away his position, but Bliss completely vacated the space.
So with both hatches already open, I'm not sure about lobby hatch. I don't know. Couldn't imagine they have lobby hatch open. Not that it's very much as needed as something like freezer or meeting. There you go. Still reinforced. Not really the point of contention for them right now. And this is just gnarly. Ippy. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh, surely not, Ippy. Surely not.
What is this cheeky business from Itbeat? He gets droned out, looking through a punch hole into meeting. So he moves 10 meters and makes another punch hole and holds the same angle. But I think Bliss have started to read into this and started to realize that they're aware Itbeat style is going for something like this. Now Bliss turn their attention here to blue. Todd droning forward. Itbeat style. Keen may find the pick here. How does he get away with that? And Bliss begin to fall apart. Jack Daddy's so eager here with the M590. He's taken down, but Repix can't hold against Joker and Cutie. Order lock it in and continue their winning streak 4 rounds in a row.
Surely we are not going to see 7 rounds straight from Order. Surely Bliss can stand up and say no, no more. This onslaught is too much. But from that round alone, you can see the confidence that Order are playing with. You can see how willing they are to take these 1v1s. Itby style again, just, I mean, one of the cheekiest players you'll ever see. And it's just proving that through and through.
Well, I'm starting to be a bit more convinced now for Order, Manic, because really going into this game, Bliss, 3 rounds in a row on their defense, that was pretty scary for Order. Looking at it in the context of Order really struggling through OCN and APAC South so far. They lost to 7th Heaven in APAC South, who we definitely rated Order to take that. And they also lost just last week against Rhythm in OCN. We definitely rated Order to take that. At least they got the 1 point out of it, but come on, man. I mean, surely Order shouldn't even be dropping a point here against Bliss. This really should be, you know, a 7-4, 7-5, maybe 7-3, 7-2.
Yeah.
On the cards for Order, especially if these guys are looking to be in contest for that #1 spot that we already talked about so much in that Elevate Rafflecopter game. Even Digital in his interview said that one of Elevate's biggest contenders will still be Order, Wildcard, Knights. And Order, like, they need to start racking up some serious points and rocket up the standings from playing teams like Blitz. Otherwise, that's just never going to happen.
Yeah, definitely needing to get a move on here. And fair bit of intel that Team Bliss are going to be able to play off here. Nomad for the floor. Oh, Repix needs to be cautious. Oh!
Almost the one-tap wall bang.
So hard. I got baited so unbelievably hard there. Well, never mind. We move forth and prosper here. Like, just look at the timing here from Bliss. They've taken Armory. They've also started to take Bedroom and Trophy control. And of course, with the Nomad, they will be able to stop Order from at least being cheeky from behind for now. I say for now.
Well, Cutie is certainly looking to do something a little bit cheeky. Some great vertical angles, but he pulls the trigger a bit too early. And so they know he's downstairs. As he runs off, though, I don't think Bliss intend to give chase.
No. McGreen saying so as well. No deny coming through from the Selma charges here. So uncontested, they now have games, or rather closet open into games. Joker's playing on the hard line. Jack Daddy's still across into Addict here. So Order are relatively split.
Okay, the smokes come out, I believe, caught by Magnets. Order have a lot of players on site now, but Nazgul's on the double window, so he's the player to watch out. And also going to get some info here. Cutie finds the first pick on that flank, and immediately the E1D goes through. Nazgul's got some great info, and Bliss is starting to fight back. Shade finds a double. Nazgul to toss in a nade and find the headshot as well. 50 seconds. Order have to claw their way back into this.
A 2 versus 4 like this from Ippy style just gets into a safe position, plays prone, and nothing's going to come from it just yet. That at least gives them a look back into it, but specking out, there's absolutely no chance at the top of White Stairs. What a round from Team Bliss. From start to finish, they took the control early, Dev, and they run away with that.
Massive one from Shade as well on the line. 4 kills. Pushing from Attic. And it certainly fell to pieces for Order. Despite finding that opening pick, Cutie on that roam, Bliss just had some great entries. I love the way as soon as that first pick came out, at Lion E1D did roar through, suppressing any kind of immediate aggression or response from Order and preventing that trade. And at that point, it was just Bliss stacking on. And players everywhere. I really like the use of the Yana as well from Nazgul, playing that double window position. He can just, it's like a free drone every, however long it takes to regen that Yana charge. If you,
I think it's 40 seconds if shot or 7 seconds if not shot.
Exactly. So if you just deactivate it like he did, rather than waiting for the time to lapse, you can use that so frequently. And you just jump in the window, have a look around. You can spot out any utility. Like, for example, the Banshees that he decided to nade, or you see, oh, there's no one in that corner. It's just so good, and I really think Bliss set themselves up for that success.
Sorry, I was just looking to see if I could find the exact timing of the Yana Gemini replicator. Never mind. I'm going to move on from that. I'll look at the break.
I'll have a look later.
Yeah, we'll have a geese in the break and talk about it a little bit later on. Regardless, though, I do really enjoy that. I feel like today we've seen a lot of Yana just being used to gain the ground, and more often than not, it is being shot. So that time, the delay in it is quite massive, but Nazgul played perfectly there, just like you said, and big fan of that. Big fan. Now, for Order, that was, you know, the four-round streak broken, and I would say that Team Bliss would be feeling really confident now on the back of that.
110%. Another thing you'd mentioned in the last round is the fact that Bliss wasted no time breaching open the game's wall, and there was no real denial. Hello, goodbye. Another one! Go off, Repix! He's just found a massive double and put Bliss back into the driver's seat.
Repix looking to pick up Team Bliss, put them on the shoulders and put them on the map in OCN. And just like that, it's exactly what they've looked to do. I love that. How sharp was that second shot as well? And, well, that's a little ring out. There we go. Now just needing to be cautious. But so far, so good, Dev.
What's the next step here? Todd to breach Game's wall. And once again, no denial, so it only takes the single Selma charge. Jack Daddy trying to hold Attic as best he can, but it's Shade. Push that avenue. Todd punishes an over-aggressive Joker. Repix droning out that side, the E1D to call out, and it just looks like Bliss are running away with it.
Shade now going to burn through those magnets. Should have the information. Still the mute jammer on the wall, so it's going to remain uncontested and a little bit difficult for him to make his way in. Oh, not the play. You're in a 2 versus 5. If you play 1 for 1, you're going to give them the openings they need. Jack Daddy could go nuclear here, but Repix, my God, just putting in the work. Currently sitting at a 2 versus 1. Make it a 1v1. What is going on? It's fallen apart for Team Bliss here. And Specker, his back's up against the wall. Repix looking to go this round. But what is that from Specker? Order. Take round number 9. What?
Enjoy the haircut, bud. Specker just clutched it up massively. Man, there were some pretty nasty shots that round, kicking it off with this lovely 2K from Repix, but man, Specker certainly did not want to let up. Even though he didn't land all those headshots, this one was crisp. And then that final one to close it out as well. He wouldn't have even known that they were all downed. He wouldn't have known it was a 1v1 necessarily. But that fortitude to stand stalwart in the face of extreme opponents, and Specker gets the job done every day of the week.
And let's just take a moment there, step back and have a look at that round and what happened. Shade pushes through Attic window on the back of the E1D charge. That's fine. However, there's no potential for a trade there. Jack Daddy also has the mute jammer on the wall, so there's no line of sight for for Team Bliss to be able to play off to at least try and put the pressure on Jack Daddy to move or do anything. And from there, it's just winning the ones. I mean, the swing from Jack Daddy across the closet to deny the player coming through the vault into games, just nutty. Regardless, that is 100% gonna cost Team Bliss. I would almost say the game at this rate, because Specker is the last person on this earth that you want to give any kind of momentum to like that.
That's exactly right. You know that he's just going to take it and run with it. Starting to feel confident after that one. And confidence is king in this game, as Specker himself loves to point out. And Bliss as well. Look, they've got a lot of potential, this roster. I know, speaking to Oda going into the season, he was convinced that it's anyone's game. He was convinced that it was possible for Bliss to crack into that top 4, maybe even top 3. And certainly contesting Order here would be a massive strike in their column to achieve that. They've got to not allow these opportunities to be taken by Order. And you've got a player like Specker, or rather Ippy Style, all the way upstairs. I've seen him do massive damage against really strong teams here.
See that they have the inkling there. Shade was holding the line, now going to be pushing aggressively. Oh, droned out at Ippy Style, not expecting from behind. No bueno. On the back of a live drone. It's now Team Bliss's opportunity to get back into this and to squash any kind of confidence Order would be gaining.
Still a good setup though. for Order in this 4v5. A minute 30. There's a lot of time for Bliss to make this work. They've just got to dot all their I's and cross all their T's. Dealing with these mirrors is going to be the big challenge, though. Fortunately, there's a lot of smoke grenades on Bliss's roster. They've got the 2 on Ace. Oh, and that's massive.
Oh, what?
Who just shot that? Did someone just swing out and shoot that mirror?
It's shade. It's shade.
That is amazing. That is huge. That could completely pick apart Order's defense.
Oh, and you can see it now. Oh, Specker standing strong, though, over a freezer. Oda has to think twice about his next move.
Attackers have recovered their defuse.
3 drones left for Bliss here, Dev. 40 seconds.
That open mirror, Specker sees as an opportunity to fight back. Such a difficult position, though. The flashbang will likely flash Specker indeed. Is Oda able to capitalize on this? There's the E1D. Lots of info for Bliss, but Specker, somehow, they managed to down Oda. Now Specker again in a strong position, still holding fast, 15 seconds to go. And it's just a scrappy execute for Bliss, but Shade and Todd together step up massively.
What?
Shade, again, it's all on Joker. In a 1v3, make it a 1v2. He's got to clutch this. He's got to get through Todd first, just barely dealing any damage. Shade on the other side as well has got that plant down, and now Joker has to retake.
Oh, see you later. What a round from Bliss. How have they managed to make that work? It looked like Order had everything that they needed. Specker played incredibly well, denying any freezer access or control. All those kills came off cam. We have absolutely no idea what's happened there. But winning your ones will win your game. And just like that, Team Bliss are right back in it.
We're at the linchpin moment in this game, Rob. Right now, one of these teams is going to take this next round and put themselves onto 6 rounds. And that means that they're walking away with 1 point minimum. And if I'm Order, I'm not satisfied with 1 point. Order need to lock out this in a 7-5. Otherwise, that's just not good enough. These guys have hyped themselves up. They've been so excited, so eager, and so keen to finally crack away from being the bridesmaids and take that #1 spot. Knights is weak into this season. This is their chance. They haven't played against Elevate yet, who you would think on paper would be Order's closest rivals, but they need to stop dropping rounds against these other teams that you wouldn't expect to be in the top 4. A loss against Rhythm last week, and now taken to the wire by Bliss. Order cannot let another round slide.
10 seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds left.
Every point just counts for so much.
Attackers must
Backing it up for Team Bliss. This is the mentality that will make you champions. This is the mentality that will keep you in OCN and keep you at top flight R6 in OS. And I love it. I love to see it. Confidence is absolutely peaking. You have to take your hat off to Repix right now. Look at the early contact. My God, Order with the warning shots to back away. And so they listen.
B-Style was null and void in that round past. Caught off guard in Armory. He needs to have an impact here.
Oh, no. I don't even know if it was looking the right way or not. I couldn't see that.
It could have even been baiting, like deliberately pretending
okay.
it hadn't seen him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, it baited me like no other. So I guess it did its job, didn't it? So regardless now, it's a very... it is an interesting storyline here. It's been back and forth ever since we saw that monstrous clutch from Specker and Jack Daddy. And for me, that was the tipping point. That was all the weight going to Order. And how have Team Bliss been able to bring this back? It's a storyline for the ages if they can manage to claw 1 point, 2 points. But if they pull it out with 3, whew, there are questions to be asked.
And Shade has been the difference maker for Bliss. He has been stepping it up with multi-kills, 4Ks, even that round just past, popping that mirror. What a massive play that was. Hello? See you later, Spec. I hope you enjoy that haircut. Repix just pushes straight on in there, but it be style fights back, repicks with a trade once again, but Shade is out of the game. We are at a 4 versus 3. Bliss decide to rotate.
The thing is, with what Team Bliss have been able to do, the Lion, the E1Ds just cause so much havoc here. Joker just needs to be cautious of these people behind him. He knows full well. A little bit of a cheeky rotate coming out. 1 for 1. 30 seconds left, Dev. It's looking pretty good for Bliss.
Anyone's game. It's about to get a lot hotter. Oda looking to push on through. That's massive. That's the diffuser down, Rob. 3v2 now, advantage Order. But Todd has made it a 2v2. Repix has already gone large this game, but peeking on through, it's Joker. Todd has to drop, he has to make it work. It's a 1v1, Rob. Rounding the corner. Jack Daddy, he clutches it. Order take match points.
God damn. The tension can be cut with a knife. Constantly coming down to the wire. Fortunately enough, a shotgun in the face is extremely hard to miss. And just like that, we are on match point. We are coming to the conclusion of this matchup. And boy, has it been intense. Just look at that. Literally a shotgun. I mean, you're bringing a knife to a gunfight. You're bringing a spoon to a knife fight. It's just that close. And now it's all on Order.
This is their chance to take those 3 points that they so desperately need this season. It's been a very lackluster opening for Order in Oceanic Nationals. OCN 21 already lost out to Rhythm last week. They let that overtime slip away from them. Surely they won't even let it get to overtime this time around. Please just settle for a moment with this brief pause. Gives us a moment to consider what the stakes are for Bliss here, because yeah, for Order, they've really on the back foot this season and they're not achieving what they hope to. They need the 3 points here. But I feel like Bliss, this is a great opportunity for them. They've already won the 1 game and got the 1 overtime loss, sitting them at 4 points, currently tied with Order. If Bliss could at least cop the 1 point here, that would still keep them in that top 4 position. I do believe they would be just above Knights. And, yeah, believe that or not. and if Bliss can win this, they'll actually be in 3rd place. Potentially even, oh wait. Yeah, I think they would be in 3rd place. They would be tied for points with Ruffle. But still, imagine Bliss in 3rd place in OCN.
Again, it's the season for it, Dev. We said it as we came into the intro for the show. It really is anyone's season. Elevate right now, I am saying, are looking the best that we have seen them ever. And whether it's pickups from, you know, people like Fisho Guy, Milo, blah, 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 you can put any amount of, not excuses, but reasons to why they've been able to kind of perform so well. They are making the most of this season. They are putting points on the board and they are beating some of the best teams. And definitely, this is where we need to be asking the questions. Who is up there with them for OCN? Who is up there with them for stage 1? And right now, Order have a great opportunity at staying neck and neck, at keeping the pressure on and making sure that no one gets too far away from them.
Really like this strat from Order, something a little bit different, something we haven't seen thus far for Dorms. An extension into Trophy, and Jack Daddy with his 1.5 times scope all the way over in tier 3 of Tower, just begging to be flushed out, or for them to at least try, but he's the perfect operator for staying alive as long as possible. That proximity alarm goes off, So Jack Daddy can actually all the way from tower peek down to this window where Repix is, and you can see he's just knife baiting at the moment. Jack Daddy can support his teammates all the way from over here in the tower by aiming down that hallway.
And obviously, you know, even if necessarily not to contest straight away, it's just the pressure on there. The timing, though. Has Repix found the timing?
Oh.
It looks like it's see a Itby style ever since Specker hit him with the nice haircut. He's been giving him left, right, and center like a barber.
Now Jack Daddy's starting to feel like, am I really helping over here? May well be able to get back to sight unscathed, reinforcing off Attic as he goes. At least that puts another body on site for Order, but Repix starting to encroach upon that bomb site. C4 misses though from Specker. Tried to be thrown over the top. Could have been a massive double kill, but alas, Order once again flounder. 6-5. They're so close to the victory, they can taste it. But Bliss is holding on for dear life.
Very interesting games left.
Attackers have dropped the bomb.
Oh, that's
Massive.
big. Cutie's gone down. They have games controller at the very least. The look in for games control. Jack
Oh,
Daddy
no.
now. They're getting pinched. It's Jack Daddy and Specker again in a 2 versus 5. Surely not this time. Is it looking very similar? Shade edging his way in here. They're just going to absolutely crunch Specker. There's 4 of them and down he goes. We
They know
are
where he is.
headed to overtime.
What a round from Bliss to send us to OT. Not a chance in the world for Jack Dad in the 1v4. Specker completely abused on the objective. Bodies thrown at him. Didn't even need the refrag. Bliss have turned it up. We have been trading rounds back and forth this half, 1 for 1. And here we settle it in overtime.
Now, the last time Order played in OCN, Playday 2, very similar. We saw them go up against Rhythm, who I would put in the same category as Bliss. Good, competitive, but not the best that OCN has to offer. And they took them to overtime. Rhythm won 8-6. This has to be playing on the back of Order's mind. They've already lost at least 1 point here. Bliss could make it 2. I can't even believe I'm saying that.
Self-proclaimed best team on Oregon in OS, but Order lost it to Rhythm. They lost it to Giants, and now they're looking to lose it to Bliss. Now, we might be even at the scoreline, but I'm starting to feel that momentum flip once again. I'm totally with you. This is getting very scary for Order.
10 seconds to go.
Well,
5 seconds.
the implications of this, look, it's Playday 3. The implications may not be
Attackers must locate
shown for another couple of days.
Exactly. Well, we might not know, but right now, like, you look at Order, the only teams they've played so far, 7-3 against Wildcard, a loss against Rhythm. If they lose here, like, they've still got to play Knights. They still got to play Elevate. There are so many teams that Order have still got to face. So many teams that they're going to really struggle to cop those 3 points, if any points at all. And if Bliss can start to steal some of those points, not only does that have massive repercussions for Order, but it also does so for Bliss, who have taken the scalps of one of OS's best teams and one of the APAC South contenders.
Deploying drone.
Certainly the year for it, that is one of the best drones I have ever seen
That is
thrown.
pretty sick.
Whether he meant that or not, that was gnarly.
That is so cool.
Oh, Jack Daddy? Gonna be backing, okay. Thought for a second there was a point to back away, but once again, Yana playing full effect here on Nazgul. Looking to get so much information.
Thought to breach the electrical hatch now. 2 Summers will do the trick. Order, almost a full site presence, except the Ippy style. Ever that cheeky Roma looking to make a play, but he has been punished more often than not. It's not been his best game, not his finest hour. Shade, what is that? It Styles gone!
What is happening right now? That's the second time Order have been caught unaware of a player in laundry. Last time it was just the mirror window. This time it was a kill. And look at that, a minute left on the clock. Bliss still have so many drones to work with, but that's what we need to see from Joker now. He can start to buy a little bit more time with those magnets. They're going to have to do a lot of work to get him away here.
Oh, no!
Oh, no, they're not. Bliss is going to send it in. Cutie gets caught reloading, but it's okay. The trade's there and Specker falls. Just like that, Team Bliss blitz the site.
This is it, Manic. Bliss have put themselves onto match point against Order in overtime. What a match this has been, back and forth, but the winner is yet to be determined. I'm feeling it creep up on us, Rob. I'm feeling it start to haunt us and haunt Order through it. We are going to need to see a massive effort from Order, from one of Oceania's favorites, to claw their way back into this and take the 2 points at the end of this epic journey back onto the attack. It's been a damn long time. We saw how much damage Specker could do on the zero and how much better Order did once they started to adapt and play differently. Or if you recall, they lost their first 3 attack rounds and then came back, retaliated with 3 in a row once they switched to that zero. But Order, I don't know, you better prove it right now.
That's the thing, the second we went to that second half, Dev, it was back and forth and back and forth. Just something of beauty to see. Now, if we're going to look at Bliss's defense of this basement site, currently they're 1 for 3. They've only won 33% of their attempts in this map alone. So this is Order's best opportunity at clawing back and pushing the map point, going the full distance, the full 15. But it has to start here. They cannot make any mistakes. Look at Repix, 14 and 9. He has hit some nutty shots.
You know, talk about impact players for Bliss. It's also, I've got to highlight Shade. Not only is he racking up a lot of kills on the scoreboard, but every one of those kills has had a massive impact. He's always been instrumental in these plays. And, well, from Order, it hasn't quite been the Joker and Cutie show that we saw in their game against Wildcard. Not to say they haven't had their moments, but it certainly hasn't been what we were expecting, going up against a team that, by all rights, Order should be cleaning through and leaving by the wayside. Bliss have given them a run for their money, and now on Order's attack, they turn to this roam clear, which was so good for them in the past.
Wow. And
while they were effective and efficient at clearing the map, they didn't find a kill because Bliss decided to 5-man anchor site.
Order's timing is on beat right now. It is really burning through that clock as they try to open up these hatches. And there's that secondary hard breach. That's
nice.
A big impact from Jack Daddy there.
Yeah, Specker bringing that secondary hard breach means that they can open that hatch so much faster. They've still got Jack Daddy, as you said, for other hard breach, plus Joker, who's already done that hatch. Now, this is really the critical point, the mid-round for Order. They had such a strong early round. They've given themselves so much time. You just got to use that time. If they let this slip away, it will have all been for nothing.
Buddy system over on Big Tower Stairs right now. Look at all the information they've just got off the drones. Cutie's allowed Joker to push forth, and Specker's dropped. This is huge for Order. They've gained so much room to work with here. Dev, that's huge from Joker. That opens up the kill board, and now Order, the game is in their hands. If they crumble here, it's all over.
50 seconds left. They don't need to rush, but they need to make progress. They don't have full control of Elbow, but they do have Blue. Joker shut down. Shade, another massively impactful kill, still has the C4 primed and ready. It goes deep. See you later, Cutie. Suddenly, Bliss have regained that man advantage. No! Specker falls to the nade, uncooked when Cutie fell, and it's all in it be style. Against a full stack of Bliss, 4 players to find. There's no chance he's locking this one in. Blitz may well have done it. 15 seconds, this is a massive task. He sees the other player, but Todd holds down the last player. Bliss with the comeback. An 8-6 overtime win over Order.
A taste of their own medicine for Order. That's 3 rounds straight from Bliss to finish it out 8-6. Unbelievable. What a matchup it was. 3 of Bliss players above double digits. Putting in the work here in Oceanic Nationals 2021 Stage 1.
My God, what a game we've just witnessed. Tonight has been so exciting, Rob. Every damn second of it. Back and forth, Bliss. I still can't believe they took that one. I think across our expert panel, we were all Order every day. Every single one of us thought Order was going to take that. And man, we were wrong. And that's 2 days in a row that Order have had the advantage and then been forced to overtime and then lost 8-6. What a credit, a testament to Bliss.
That's the best way of putting it. It really is just a testament to how well they've played here today. And it's not all bad news for Order. Fortunately enough, in the new ruling, they are going to walk away with 1 point, okay? They pushed it to OT. They were the team that hit 6 rounds first, and it means something. It gives them something. But it's just not good enough. It's not the Order that we expect to see day in and day out. And there were some huge rounds in here. That one right there in particular, Specker and Jack Daddy in a 2 versus 5. I mean, this was jam-packed with action.
This was certainly a one for the highlight reel, this game. Just constantly full of it, and that's reflected in the scoreboard. Repix and Shade. Massive performances from them. So many impact kills from the both of them. Repix really, really amazing on those entries. As you can see, +2 across it. And he certainly had, what was it, 3 different opening kills. Always on that front line. And of course, Shade, just so many impactful kills that can't be represented in the stats. A valiant effort once again from Cutie and Joker, but like I was saying, it wasn't quite that highlight performance we saw from him against Wildcard.
No, not at all. And just to bat home for Repix there, you know, 15 kills, sure, but holding true at 73% headshot ratio, like that's insane. That is literally insane. And you saw it, the amount of opening picks he found with little less than a pixel on the screen. The man is sharp, and now, I mean, that really puts Bliss in good standings for the rest of the season. It's only Playday 3. There's 7 Playdays. There's so much time for Bliss to just, I mean, they can sit back and smoke cigars now if they want to, but they can push for top 3 even. This is insane. What a way to start.
Well, it is early days. Bliss are currently sitting 3rd on the standings, I do believe. You've got Order on 5 points after the 1 that they get from that, and Bliss on 6 points after the 2 that they got from that. Elevate and Rufflecopter above them, but oh wait, no, sorry. Bliss will be above Ruffle as well. Ruffle will only be on 5 points because they didn't even get a single point in their game earlier today. So Bliss, believe it or not, is in 2nd place behind Elevate.
I think this is the best time to bring Oda in because I'm a little bit speechless right now. Oda, congratulations on your victory. That is absolutely massive. There were so many close rounds. What did it feel like when you guys pushed it to overtime?
It feels good, you know, just like I can't be on Oregon. I thought they were the best team. What happened here? They've been losing it back to back to back. So no, it feels good to go OT and, you know, win the round, win the game.
Yeah, amazing game. What a a beautiful showing of the raw talent that you guys have. I really thoroughly enjoyed that. So you mentioned Oregon. What was the thought process taking Order to Oregon? Is it one you did a lot of counter research for?
Not really. I pretty much just woke up today, looked at a few VODs. I said, yeah, we're doing these two bands, and we'll just take them to it. That's it. Like, we know they're going to go to Oregon. They, think they're the best. Clearly not. But yeah, I don't know. This map today.
So,
Yeah.
well, when the smoke ban came in from Order, what was going through your head? Like, what? It's a bit unusual.
Yeah, bit questionable. I was expecting the Cade ban. That's what they normally go for. But they tried to change it up, and it's still not working out for them.
And so now you guys are sitting second, a stark contrast from last season. What's changed?
I think just like having Repix in over Sushi has changed. Just like, he's getting frags out of nowhere. Like, EP Styles peeked him and he's just dead every time. So he's just really been opening up a few rounds, just getting picks in that. And
Yep.
we get a few picks and then it's just onto Sai and we're just executing better, I guess. Getting more round wins.
Yep. No, that seems fair. Well, you know what? We're going to let you go, let you celebrate, enjoy the night, because we've got you again tomorrow for Rhythm. So congratulations. We'll see you in a bit, mate.
Cheers, boys. Thanks for the cast.
So,
Makes it sound so
speechless.
simple.
I know. It's like, oh yeah, watch a
just
couple of
send
VODs.
reps. Yeah, watch a couple of VODs. Just say, let's do these bands. Send Repix in, and he'll find a couple kills, and then just win some rounds. And if only it was that easy, I might actually be diamond for once.
Oh man, if only life was that easy, you'd be taking dubs left, right, and center. Well, that is a big upset. Bliss have taken down Order 8-6. We are going into our final match of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Kick back and relax. Be back with you in a second.
A bomb has been located.